Morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Rutgers University for day 3, day 2 of coverage, but day 3 overall of the 2025 New Jersey Swim Scarlet. This is going to be the morning prelim, the Saturday morning prelim, starting with event 81, going to 86. The names are available either in Meet Mobile or on the website for Be Smart Swimming, Be Smart, BESMARTTINC.com. Hope everybody's having a good morning so far. Nice day here in New Jersey. As you can see, bottom center of your screen, scrolling white text. Let me just adjust the size a little. That is what we're swimming this morning. Now, if you're not familiar, these are the preliminaries. Basically, swimmers trying to qualify to return tonight to swim in the finals. Now, the final session will have all these events plus some additional, a medley relay, and I think I should know off the top of my head, and I don't. I looked away. Hold on. It's in Meet Mobile. So if we real quick look ahead to the events for tonight, just so you have that. So we're going to start with 200 medley relay. Those are not being swum as preliminaries. Then we have the back, the breast, the fly, and then we have 400 free relays. And the preliminaries and finals are the finals are broken out based on age groups, so 13, 14, and then 15 and overs. All right. So as you can see, swimmers getting in place behind the blocks. We have 9 heats for this first event. Entries for the first heat are on the top right of your screen. Again, I put that on the screen so you kind of get a look ahead, if you would. If you're a baseball fan, that is your on-deck swimmers. Everything looks okay from my side. If anybody's out there and having All right, ladies and gentlemen, I looked down and the audio had stopped working, so I don't know when it quit. Hopefully we're restored now. There was just an announcement that there's going to be reseeding. So I'm going to, after this and the boys, hopefully I'll pick up a new heat sheet and be accurate with the names. The top right names, I basically take that from the heat sheets that are published. So if there's reseeding, I just have to keep making sure I get the updated ones, so to maintain data accuracy. All right, seems like audio's back online. Sorry about that little blip. It is lanes 3 and 4 turning at the 150 mark. Soa and Ava. All right, I see your comment, corner neck. If you could double check if the audio's back. It did flake out for a second there. I looked down and don't know why that happened. All right, into the wall, low time there, lane 3, Soa, 2:16.66. Dropping about a half a second off of 2:17.38. That was heat 3. Here's our lane assignments for heat. Nope. Now we have our lane assignments for heat 4. Second off at 2:17.38. All right, Corendak. Yeah, sorry. Some about humidity and computers and electronics that don't mix well. So always a little gremlin somewhere in the production. Here we go, heat 4 of 9. So this was slated to go off at 8:30. So the software that manages all the seating and everything puts projected timelines and everything. If I scroll all the way to the bottom, again, you have this information in Meet Mobile or off the website. Has the last race going off at 10:52. So just about 2 hours and 20 minutes for this session. Again, there are additional events in the finals tonight, so there's not a prelim qualifying for the relays. My understanding is each team's allowed to have an entry or multiple entries. They just do not swim in these prelim sessions. Keep an eye on lane 8, first to turn. Melissa, first 50 out in 30:59. So I made the offer yesterday. A couple people had stopped by and said maybe, but so the offer stands. Anybody's out there interested, want to audition for your Rowdy Gaines, Kyle Sockwell type career, feel free to stop up. I have an extra headset. I am a one-man crew, so the company name Common Guy Sports, Guy being singular, is accurate. So I kind of struggle to read all the names. So during the finals, they do have an announcer that will read names. But if somebody's out there and has an inkling and wants to hop on, it's an open mic invite for the finals tonight. Or if you're here for other sessions later, feel free. Stop up, top center, you can find us. We just look for the cameras. You'll see it in the press area. This is going to be a 150 turn for the ladies. So these prelims are basically all the swimmers of all the age groups, so 13, 14, up to, I think we had a 19-year-old yesterday swimming unattached. And then they'll break out for this evening into the different age groups, 13, 14, and then 15 and over. Again, 13, 14 will have one final, 8 swimmers known as an A final. And then the older kids will have a B final and then an A final. So B being kind of swimmers 9 through 16 in the ranking of their preliminary times. Low time there, Addison Betts goes 2:14.06. Nice drop there. Came in 2:15.61. It's a second, second and a half. Nice job. Here we are with, oh my gosh. I'm sorry, folks. I'm still waking up, hitting buttons out of order. Here we go. Why didn't that? Hold on. All right, third time's a charm. Here we go. Hopefully these are the correct names now for our Heat 5. If you're just joining us at any point, you can rewind, go back and rewatch something. This is our first event. We are on Heat 5 of 9. Started about 12 or 13 minutes ago. If you are watching on a phone or tablet or computer even, you can do this. You can zoom in within the YouTube app on a phone or tablet. On a computer, you can do the standard web browsing zoom. So if that scoreboard is a little small, you can always zoom in on that and then kind of shift around if you're very concerned about the splits and so on. One other thing, I'll show this in a second. What we did yesterday, we had this kind of view. And again, for feedback, if I can't be manning and switching cameras to give you a better view, I can go to this view, and that top right, I can then zoom in. So, but I think for this session, we'll stay with this, with the scoreboard top left. From feedback, I think that's the preferred view. That was the 100 turn. So this scoreboard, the way it's configured, does not show running order. It just shows finish order on the rightmost column. So as you wander around, you'll see that the scoreboard is basically a template. So if you think of it like PowerPoint or any other kind of layout, it is configurable. So this one, they choose not to display that running order. So as the swimmers turn, looks like lane 1 turned, so 1:39.39 looks to be the low time there from Madeline in 1. Some scoreboards will display a running order. Some will not use that red-white alternating colors. So that is a kind of a location-to-location subtle difference you'll see. And obviously there are different brands. Most in New Jersey are using Colorado. Lane 1 going low here, Madeline. She came in on a 2:15.26, just went 2:13.15, over 2-second drop there from Madeline. Nice swim. And again, I was a little slow here updating names, folks. Top right of the next heat. All right. Must have been a DQ. Top right of your screen, if you look just in that corner of the pool, it's where the officials table is. A lot of officials congregating there, discussing something. So those names you see in the overlay are your Heat 6 of 9 swimmers. Top right are the Heat 7. So what you'll see is the middle of the pool here, the seed time for this are all similar. So 2:13, 2:14s of the swimmers about to go, that white text lane overlays. If you look at the top right, we get into what's known as circle seating. So you'll see in the next heat, middle of the pool, 2:10s, and on the outside, 2:12s. So if you're not familiar, circle seating is the last 3 heats for preliminaries. It breaks up the top times. So in a sense, if it did traditional slowest to fastest, let's listen.
The 100 breaststroke and the 200-yard butterfly have been reseated. Updated heat sheets are in the control room. Coaches, please pick them up.
So there's been reseating
are in the control room
for the breaststroke and butterfly. Hopefully I'll get those reloaded. Let me just finish my thought. So on the circle seating, the last 3 heats, it breaks up in lanes 4 and 5. If you would, the 6 fastest swimmers are spread across those last 3 heats. And a couple things there, you know, if they didn't, they basically would be racing probably the same people they'd be racing tonight. Again, because it is seeded slowest to fastest. And then there's also a couple of, other thoughts. And the chat's open. Love to get people's input. I was never a competitive swimmer, so mine is mostly outside viewpoints. But the thoughts are 2 things. One is the faster swimmers will have the ability to have clean water. I mentioned already that they're not basically swimming the same swimmers they would be in finals. And the other thing, it lends a little advantage to a swimmer that might be like 10th or 11th overall. They're now placed next to a swimmer that's significantly faster and potentially drives them to swim a little faster. So those are the different things. Again, the chat's open. Love to get input from anybody that swam competitively, your feelings on circle swimming. This is heat 6, so this is all similar seeds. It was 2:13.05 low for Reagan. In lane 4, we see her putting a little space on the field here. And she comes home 2:09.83. That's a huge drop off of 2:13.05. All right, that's the other camera view. Kind of see, sometimes we'll get a little reaction celebration from the swimmers. We might go to that. Hi, Barry White. Hold on, folks. Okay, here we go with the names for heat 7. So again, in that white text, if you look, middle of the pool, 210, on the outside, 212s. Then again, that is a factor of that circle seating. Top right is now updated. This is heat 7 of 9. So that official said stand or relax. Again, just real quick, get it out there. Records 159.18, Sarah Rodriguez for the younger age group, the 13-14s, and Sarah also holds the record for 15 and overs at a 154.18. Sarah's in our final heat. She is the low seed, coming in on a 151.14. So obviously, her seed is better than the record and shows the improvement since she swam that in 2023, so 2 years ago here. I don't know if anybody, so I covered this last year and I thought Sarah went sub 154. I guess there was a potential DQ. Didn't follow that afterwards, but I thought she was sub 154. And Sarah continuing her swimming and academic career at Texas. Again, I mentioned it last night. Really cool. CBS New York had a spotlight on Sarah, did an interview, her and her high school coach. So on YouTube, CBS New York, and search on it. You can find it. It was a couple weeks ago after Sarah won. I think definitely won maybe 2 titles at the Meet of Champions, which is the New Jersey High School All-Star Meet, if you're not familiar with that. Again, if you're watching from out of the area, there are, every state has little subtleties on how high school swimming is done. So that's why I mentioned different things like that. This is 7 of 9. Names for heat 8, top right of your screen. 25 to go at this wall. Zoe in 4, Caroline in 5. Two 11s, Caroline and Zoe, just around their seed time. Okay, that was heat 7. Here we go with heat 8. Low seed, Rebecca Jung in 4 with a 203. This is heat 8. Names for 9, top right. Scoreboard has not rolled yet. Shucks, come on, scoreboard. There it goes, it got it. All right, they just still have not incremented up to heat 8. And that's purely going to be just a, I think this is heat 8 in the pool. I only see one more group of women behind the blocks. All right. There it goes. All right, now it's up to heat 8. So again, maybe some people feel more information than you need. Right.
Reseed after the breaststroke.
Okay, and do you know if it's online, if they pushed it?
It's going to be soon.
Okay, thanks so much. All right, I got physically printed heat sheets updated. So they said online will be pushed soon. Thank you to the volunteers here, because I'm literally, as you can see from this camera angle, the control room is in the top left of this view. So that camera is sitting right next to me. So literally all the way across the pool from where that is. So, all right, again, this is heat 8 of 9. That's lane 4, first to turn, followed by 5. Rebecca, then Emma. That last turn was 150. They'll be at 175 with 25 to go here at this wall. And under the flags, lane 4, Rebecca Jung goes low, 203.46. Right on her seat, already an impressive 203.33. What the heck? There we go, folks. So a little more audio dropout. All right. Hopefully we're back online. Final heat, heat 9. All right, just to fine-tuning their lane 5's feet on the height. Okay, we're underway. Final heat for the ladies. Names will get updated top right shortly, and you'll see boys' names for their first heat. And I apologize. I'm going to use boys and men, girls, and women interchangeable only because of the segmentation of the ages here. So top right is the first heat, heat 1 of 11 for the boys. First to turn, Sarah at 29.01. Iris Kim in 5, 29.79. 29.65 for Avery Look. Oh, shucks, hitting wrong buttons again. Avery in 3, part of the Chatham High School State Championship team. This will be 150 as the ladies hit this right-hand wall. 2 lengths to go. Sarah splitting a 28 flat. Awesome. All right, 25 to go on the left-hand wall. We'll jump forward. Sarah ready under the flag. She comes home sub 2, 157.87. Second place there, 202.44 for Iris. Dropping off a 204.28. It's like 1.8. Nice drop, Iris. 207 for Avery there, right on her seed. So that's going to wrap up the ladies. Yeah, there we'll go. We'll see the guys ready to go first heat. And here's their lane assignments. This is heat 1 of 11. Real quick, records 147.78 for 13, 14-year-olds by Richard Poplowski, and 15 and overs is a 144.31, James Carreri. If you were with us last night as we read through some of the names of the records, you'll see significant or popular names if you're following college and Olympic swimmers. So, Thompson, Moshe, Jack Alexi, Fallon, Roman Jones. So this is heat 1 of event 82. So you'll hear an announcement shortly after they go through and close out the ladies' side of it, the girls' side of it. They will make an announcement that is, you'll have 30 minutes to declare your intention to return tonight. So again, if there was DQs or anything like that, they'll drop out those swimmers, unfortunately, and then make a roster for this evening's session. If you are watching this delayed, it is, just for a point of reference, it is 8:50 a.m. So the swimmers warmed up at 7 a.m. And then this evening's session is similar. I think it's like 6. I should know off the top of my head. $6 p.m. is the start of the finals. So a long day for the kids. For some of them, this is day 3. So Thursday had the 1650s, which is the mile in yardage. Yesterday was a similar structure, 7 a.m. Some swimmers might be happy. It was Friday, it was a school day for most. So, and then here we are Saturday, and then we're doing similar structure tomorrow, 4 sessions. So morning prelims, then a distance or an age group session in the middle, and then the finals in the evening. Again, all this information is available in Meet Mobile, which is an app for your phone or tablet, or on the website Be Smart Inc. All right, so the updated heat sheets with the reseeding is available online. And into the finish low time there, Mikey Kim. Came in on a 2:16.13, dropping almost half a second. Nice job, Mikey. And I'm slow on the names again, folks. All right, now top right has our swimmers, and those will be the swimmers stepping in. Heat 3 names are updated top right. Heat 2, white text overlays of the lanes, and that should match the scoreboard as the scoreboard gets updated. Couple logos I'm missing there. Sorry, PPST and BWTD. Did not get those submitted. We'll try and clean those up for finals. This is heat 2 of 11 of the 200-yard backstroke. So just a heads up, so if you did pull heat sheets earlier, there was reseeding of breaststroke and butterfly. So if you're tracking along with those, I suggest you refresh the Meet Mobile app or go back to the Be Smart website, and they did a nice job. They labeled it clearly that it says reseeded. This is our second event of the day. If you are just joining us, we did have event 81, which was the women's, girls and women's 13 and over, 200 back. So we've been live for about a half hour now. So you can rewind at any point with YouTube. You can pause at any point too. You can walk away and then come back. And this stream will be available to rewatch. If anybody does have a request, you wanted a specific kind of clip of a swimmer, we can do that. Shoot us an email, commonguysportsnj, all one big word, commonguysportsnj@gmail.com. And if you want something to preserve or retain, also, if you want to do it on your own, it's pretty easy. So, iPhone has screen recording capabilities and editing all kind of built into the latest version. Same with Androids. So you can do that on your own. If you have any questions or need assistance, reach out. We're here for the kids. Want to kind of highlight their dedication to the sport, all the time and effort they put in. Unfortunately, one swimmer turned. All right, there, he got him. All right. For any older people out there used to be a rope that was hung across, and they used to drop it, and much like a car, shucks, I didn't get these names updated, folks. Car going over those nail strips. All right, here we go with heat 3. So there used to be a rope for those scenarios. They used to drop it in, and the swimmer basically becomes entangled with it. And obviously that wasn't a good idea and has since been done away with. Heat 3 in the pool. Names for 4, top right of your screen. That is lane 6, first to turn, Zachary, 2904. All right, now the names on the top right are updated. So, heat 3 in the water. Names for 4 updated top right of your screen. Again, if the swimmer has not communicated their particular races, all this information is available online. So Be Smart is the website, BESMARTTINC.com. You just Google Be Smart Swimming, you should be able to find it that way. And then Meet Mobile, which is the app that you'll see is, parents, swimmers in the stands. They'll be continually loading that, reloading it, because it does contain all the splits. Lane 3, Harrison, first to turn there at the 150, splitting a 134.72. All right, 25 to go at this last turn. Here we come into the wall for Harrison. Harrison goes 207.15, dropping a ton off a 213.47. Pardon me. Nice job, Harrison. This is Heat 4, about to go. Names for 5, top right. Burke in 3, turning first, 30.07. Keep an eye top of your screen, Michael Kim in 1. He'll have the low split there at the 100, 102.50. Again, this is a 25-yard. You'll see SCY, short course yards. All those splits you see on the scoreboard are taken on that right-hand wall. There are no touch pads on the left side. So if you do watch, you know, right now going on tons of exciting sporting, you know, hopefully, you know, you're staying updated. The NCAA Women's Championships going on right now from state of Washington. It's available to watch on ESPN, ESPN Plus, really. I think there's a couple that might hit the big network, but most of it is online. But they do have touch pads they're swimming the same 25-yard short course, but they do have touch pads at that 25, the turn wall. So you'll see, you know, some of those women going out sub 10. There's a 208.68, Michael Kim. Huge drops off a 212.46 seed. Nice job, Michael. Way to get the day started. 211. Drops pretty much throughout that heat. Nice job, guys. Here we are, Heat 5. Again, lane 1, top of your screen, lane 8 at the bottom, that white text, and also the orange text up there. So that'll have lane number, last name, comma, first name, age, team affiliation, and then seed times. So that is the data, that seed time, which is used to group the swimmers together in order, slowest to fastest. And then again, when we get up to the last 3 heats, we'll have circle seeding. If you are just joining us, there was reseeding. So I don't know if it was because of scratches, technical error, or what, but if you pulled the heat sheets or you were told by your swimmer early this morning where they were swimming, please go out, reload the heat sheets off the website, or reload the Meet Mobile, yes, application to confirm. But again, the top left scoreboard is always the data of truth. Top right, I'm just updating that with the heat sheet information. So if I get a little out of sync or something happened with the publishing of the heat sheets, that might be inaccurate. So always top left. And then I apologize in advance if I'm out of sync. This is heat 5 of 11. That is our 150 turn. Here we are at 175. Looks like Riley in threes going low. I'm sorry, 2-2-2. Liam Kane, 205.63 for Liam. Came in on a 209 flat. Nice drop there, Liam. That's 3 plus, 3.3 something, 3.37. Nice job. Here we are with heat 6. Names for 7 updated top right. I don't know if I did I don't. Oh, shucks. So the updated heat sheet does not have records. Shucks. I'll have to do that. Meet Mobile probably does. Somebody must be having an issue. Yeah, looks like lane 5 took the wedge out. And you see the volunteer there with the vest trying to adjust it. I don't know if we're going without it. Yeah, so it looks like lane 5 either chose not to use the wedge or is having an issue. All right, the official, as you see, hold on there. Telling the swimmers to relax.
May I have your attention? Event 81 is now closed. You have 30 minutes to be scratched for tonight's final. The time is 9:07. Thank you.
So that was the announcement I alluded to earlier, that the previous race is now closed. So they've gone through any DQs, any timing discrepancies they've identified. So this is the Saturday prelims. So the record 13-14 is a 147.78. 15 and over, 144.33. Unfortunately, Meet Mobile, just listed as New Jersey Swimming, doesn't have a name. It's unfortunate. I think it had it. They had it earlier because I was reading Sarah's name for the 200 back. Here we go, heat 6.
We had a game of basketball last night.
Names are already updated. Top right for Heat 7.
Like another event to get your juices going.
That is lane 5, first to turn.
He was slow from the beginning.
Finn Tobin, 26.9.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason the coaches for this event, they don't taper them. They do that Y one, they taper them for. That's when the parents.
Here we are at the 100 turn. Finn continues to lead. All right, this is Heat 6 of 11. Again, the final 3, 11, 10, and 9 will be circle seeded. This is not. All these seeds were between 203.8, 203.3, and 206. Here we are at the 150 turn. All right, we're pulling for Finn here, lane 5. Just split a 31.46. Hopefully we hold that. We go sub 2. He came in 203.9. Looks like we'll be right at that. Come on, Finn. Yeah, 159.6. Nice drop. We got to give a little. All right, everybody into the wall. Let's take a little look. Lane 5. Nice job, Finn. Go to sub 2. Here we are back up top. Heat 7. Nice job, Finn. Names are 8, top right of your screen. So again, Finn came in 203.94. It's a 4-second improvement. Heat 7 in the pool. Names are 8 again, top right. All right, that was the 100 turn. All right, this is 7 in the pool, 8 top right. As you can see, those are not circle seeded, so all those seed times pretty close. This is, I don't know, we'll talk about it when we get there. It looks like Heat 9, it's interesting. It does not look circle seeded. Really interesting. We'll talk about it when we get there. But here we are in the pool with 7 coming into the finish. Keep an eye on lane 1, Matthew. Matthew go 159.19, another breaker of that 2-minute barrier. Came in 203.21. Nice job, Matthew. So we got Finn, another 159. So all these factor into the finish. So Finn, I think these are updated. I'm trying to, yep. Finn is a 16-year-old, Matthew, 15-year-old. So those obviously are in the older age group. So let's keep an eye on somebody. on who potentially moves on to the top 16 coming back. This is Heat 8. So now the top right of your screen are the Heat 9 swimmers. If you can see that, again, I'm far from professional in this thing, so all those seed times, 158, 159s, do not look circle seated. I thought traditionally we're doing the last 3 heats, but maybe somebody knows better. If you do know better, and let me know. But if we look forward, Heat 10, middle of the pool is 150, and on the outsides are 157. Heat 11, middle of the pool, Jaden Lee, an incredible 147, and on the outside 157, 158. Again, let's rewind. Here we are, Heat 8, 8 of 11. Little outside smoke going on here, 1, 2, and 8. Again, that terminology refers to the fact that the lower seed times are put in lanes 4 and then 5, and then it works out from there. Then it goes 3, 6, 2, 7, 1, 8. So when you have these scenarios of 1, 2, well, now 6, 7, and 8, but I was going to say 7 and 8. That's what's referred to as outside smoke. This is the 150 turn. Looks like Andy Kami in 128.14. Vivian in 8, 128.43. So holding that. Here we are at the final 25. Again, everybody in this heat, 201 seed times. 200 too, they're mixed in the middle. Looks like a lot of guys break. Yeah, 159.63. Andy, nice job. 200.11 for Vivian on the 8. That's still a huge improvement off a 202.37 seed. Awesome swim. 200.09 for Wayne Lee. Came in on a 201.28. Okay, here's our entries. Again, this is Heat 9. As you notice, everybody's a 158, 159. If you keep an eye top right in a second, when you see those Heat 10, now those are updated. Heat 10 top right, you can see the significant difference in middle of the pool versus outside. Again, help me out, folks. Let's crowdsource this. Tell me why Heat 9 doesn't look to be circle seated. Again, so on the right-hand side, you see the official kind of cranking that. That's going to basically shorten up the straps such that the wedge is placed at the proper height with toes under the water. This is Heat 9. Names for Heat 10 top right. So we have Heat 10 and then Heat 11, then we'll move to 100 breaststroke for the ladies, event 83. Again, you can see that bottom center of your screen, that white text, that is our menu for this session. And I said it before, and again, I don't know when people join, so I repeat things often. But the finals tonight will have all these events, plus medley relay and a free relay, kind of bookending it at the beginning and the end. There is not prelims for those swum in the morning. This is our 100-turn low split there. Looks 57-64, Joshua Rhines. .150 turn, lane 1 sneaking in there. Gavin DeFario, 128.56 cumulative. Here we are into the finish. Low time looks like it goes to Gavin, 158.70. Gavin came in on a 159.61. Almost a full second improvement. Nice swim, Gavin. Jeez. Here we are, heat 10. Oh, shucks, folks. I displayed the wrong names. Damn it. Hold on. Here's the correct lanes for the guys. We'll do one more flash of those as they get back to the start end. All right, here they are. Sorry, if somebody wants to get creative, we can go back and edit that. I was still hung up on why the circle seating, but my bad. This is heat 10 in the pool. Names for 11, top right. That is our 100 turn there. 54 is in the middle of the pool. And Aaron Roy in lane 2. This will be a 150 wall. This is heat 10 of 11. Names you see top right are your heat 11 final heat swimmers. Low time here, awesome 150.85 for Brandon. Improving off a 150.94. We'll see him tonight. Final heat. Top right names are updated. Next race, those are the women for the 100-yard breaststroke, heat 1 of 13 up next. This is our final heat. Low seed, Jaden Lee in 4. All right, Jaden is a junior, class of 2026, just for reference. Swims for Bridgewater Raritan High School. He goes low there, 147.9, right on his 147.4 seed. We'll definitely see Jaden tonight, middle of the pool. Nice job, guys. Wrapping it up, 140s, 150, 157. Okay, here's the ladies' names. Max Carter, 153. First heat, 100 breaststroke, heat 1 of 13. We are underway. Names for heat 2, top right. So I mentioned it earlier, Swim Cloud is a great website. That's where I found Jaden's information. I was unsure if he was which class, so gave me that visibility. He is ranked 3rd in the state of New Jersey for the class of 2026. Did I not update those names? Oh my gosh. I'm falling apart, folks. I am sorry. I don't think I had the names updated here for the ladies when I did that overlay. This was heat 1. Here's the correct names for heat 2. I apologize there, ladies in heat 1. Names for heat 3, top right. Madison first to turn there in lane 4 at the 50. It's the halfway mark. And Madison goes low time here, 112.29, dropping a bunch off a 114.25 seed. This is our heat 3 group. Names for heat 4, top right.
May I have your attention? Event 82 is now closed. You have 30 minutes to scratch for tonight's final. The time is 09:28. 9:28, thank you.
Valeria in 4, first to turn at the 50, 33-44 split. And Valeria goes low time, 1:11.85, dropping almost 2 seconds off a 1:13.76 seed. This is heat 4 about to go. Names for 5, top right. Close one here at the 50, couple 30, 33, 34s. Grace Flamaya in 4, looks low split there, 33.9. Grace comes home low, 113.05. Dropping 0.3 off of 113.39. Five is in the pool. Names for 6, top right. All right, at the 50 turn, keep an eye top of the screen. Lane 2, low split there. Sonia, 33.10. This is heat 5 of 13. Lane 2, lane 3. 1:11.24 for Sophie in 3. Came in on a 1:13.06. Nice improvement. This is heat 6. Names are 7, top right. Lanes 1, lane 3. They got the fast water up there, top of the pool. Hope and Jenna, 1 and 3, respectively. And into the finish here. Looks like lane 3, Jenna Barry going low. Dropping off a 1:12.5. That's awesome. Over 2-second drop, Jenna. Nice job. This is heat 7. Names for 8 updated top right of your screen, folks. First to turn, 33.03 for Audrey and 4. Lane 6 having a good second half there. That's Kira Gilligan. Looks like Kira's going to come back and go low time here. 1:11.06, split a 37.6 on that second half. Dropping off a 1:12.33 for Kira. That's over a second drop. Nice job. Here we go, heat 8. Nine of 13 names top right. 8 is in the pool. Low time there, lane 4, Scarlett Shue, 1:11.22. Dropping off a 1:11.55. Nice job. Here we go, heat 9. All right, names for 10 are updated top right. That is not circle seated 10, but looking forward, 11 is 109 on the outside, 106 in the, or 103, Stephanie Kim in the middle. That's upcoming, that's not yet. All right, 9 is in the pool. Names for 10, top right of your screen. If you are just joining us, all this information, the heat sheets and so on is available on the website for Be Smart Timing, BESMARTTINC.com. Or if you have a Meet Mobile subscription, you can get to the data that way. I'm just trying, for the people that aren't tracking along and, you know, the casual viewer, if you would, top right, I just try and keep that updated so you can see who's upcoming. Here we are into the finish, low time, lane 5, Katie, 1:10.33. It's a nice drop off of 111.20 seed. This is heat 10. Now on the top right is heat 11. You can see the significant difference in seed times there for the next race. 109 on the outside, 103 in the middle. So again, if you're not familiar, so circle seeding, the last 3 heats splits up the 6 fastest seed times. So traditional seeding is slowest to fastest, and that last heat would have the 8 fastest swimmers. But in this preliminary and final structure, they split up those fastest swimmers across the last 3 heats. This is heat 10 in the pool, so 11, 12, and 13 will be circle seeded, and those are the upcoming 3 final heats here. Here we are into the finish. And it is tight. Lane 4 goes low, 109.25 for Amelia. Dropping off a 109.90. Stephanie Kim, low seed here, 103.8, middle of the pool, lane 4. All right, so if I say middle of the pool, I just mean lanes 4 and 5 collectively. Yeah, middle of the pool is really the lane line between the two, but this is heat 11. Stephanie leads at the 50, splitting a 30-45. Stephanie goes low, 103.90, right on her seed, 103.85 seed time. Here we are. This is heat 12. Names for the final heat, 13 top right of your screen, 12 is in the pool. Kayla Rodriguez, low split, 29.7 there. Kayla leads them home into the wall. She goes 102.75, dropping half a second off a 103.3 seed. This is final heat, heat 13. They have them there a while. Oh. All right, we're underway. Seemed like a long pause there. Final heat in the pool. Names for the first of the boys, top right of your screen. This is our 50 turn. Lane 4, first to turn, 30.93 for Danny. Oh. Danny go 104.66 for Danny. Danny continuing on to Indiana, I believe, Bloomington. Here we go, first heat for the boys. So 104. Definitely see Danny tonight. I wasn't tracking back on the others' final times there, but it'll be all updated in Meet Mobile. Here we are into event 84. Again, if you're just joining us, there was reseeding, so if you did not have recent heat sheets, please go reload them or try and cross-reference top right of your screen with my data. Hopefully my data is accurate now that I got updated heat sheets. This is event 84, heat 1 of 13. As you see, bottom, good timing there, bottom center of your screen. There is our event 84 description. Then you can see what's in future. So the 200 butterfly for the women. We're right on schedule. This was supposed to go off at 9:46 based on the Meet Manager software that does that prediction based on seed times, the amount of little gap in between races and so on. So even though there's been a little pause every once in a while for the backstroke wedge, staying on schedule. All right, tight one there, 109.17, 109.21. Griffin over Joseph there. In both of them improving. Both came in on a 111.14 and 18. How about that? So they came in on a .04, so 4 100ths, and they just went 4 100ths difference there. How about that, folks? They came in 111.14, 111.18, and went 109.17, 109.21. All right. I don't know if I don't normally kind of catch my eye on that, but pretty neat scenario there. This is heat 2. Again, it's kind of that little things you pick up. We haven't had ties that I'm aware of the past couple days, but typically we'll get 1 or 2. And again, I haven't been on the whole time, so might have occurred. This is heat 2, names for 3, top right of your screen. So in this scenario, if a tie occurred and it was for the final slot in the finals, they would have a swim-off, which is basically just a head-to-head race. And I think it was a couple months ago at one of the conferences in the college, there was a swim-off and they actually tied again. So, again, don't hold me to it. I don't know if it went to a coin flip or something, but couldn't ask the guys to swim again. So Arel, 6, Say goes low, 109.02. Here we go with heat 3. That was a big drop. Arel came in 110.52. Threes in the pool, names for 4, top right. That is our lane 6 swimmer, Jaden, coming low here, 106.6. Came in on a 109.5. That's almost 3 second almost 3 second. 106.6 when he came home, came in on a 109.5. Nice job, Jaden. Heat 4 to go. Names for 5 will be updated in 2 seconds on the top right.
May I have your attention? The prelim event 83 is now posted. You have 30 minutes to scratch for tonight's final. The time is 9:51. Thank you.
All right, so that was a comment that event 83, the previous women's race, is all finalized. So you can see who will be invited back, and then they have the option of declining that. There will be an A final for the 13, 14s, and then 15 and overs. They'll have a B and then an A final. So 8 swimmers in that A each group. So 24 swimmers, but spread out across the different age groups. Low time there, Anthony Earl in 6, 104.87. Lane 6 goes back to back with the low times there. Anthony came in on a 107.99. This is 5 in the pool. So obviously everybody's well aware that NCAA basketball tournament's going on, both the men and the women. There is NCAA wrestling going on. If anybody's into that, that's going on now in Philly, actually. So if any people from South Jersey area, you can trek right across, see that easily. And then also going on is the NCAA Women's Swimming Championships from over in, I think it's Portland, Washington. It's at a beautiful facility out there, but that is swimming and diving, and there's plenty of Rutgers women competing. Low time 105.29 for Theo in 7. That's over a 2-second drop for Theo. Nice job. But I had the privilege of covering the diving zones, which is basically like a regional qualifier. It was here a week ago at Rutgers, and saw some incredible athletes moving on to the championships. The women's is now, the men's is next week, but Rutgers sent many divers. Virginia, which unfortunately Virginia women, or I think the program as a whole, is ceasing after this year for the diving side. So obviously, if you're familiar, Virginia swimming is outstanding, and that's where Anna Mosch, Jersey native, is a freshman and part of many. Well, she was on the team that won the relay yesterday, or 2 days ago. But their swimming is outstanding, but unfortunately I read that the diving program is going to cease after this year, so that's unfortunate. This is Heat 6 in the pool, names for 7, top right. And overall, college swimming is going through a restructuring of the rosters based on some lawsuits that occurred. So if you're not familiar with it, it's an interesting 103.20 for Gavin. That's over a second improvement for Gavin. Came in on a 104.4. Just to close that thought, there's a lot of interesting read about what's going on with college swimming and the roster size changes and how it's going to affect the large programs. And I'll have a trickle down where some of these top D1 swimmers will be looking to transfer much like you see in other sports. And historically, you didn't see it in college swimming. This is heat 7 in the pool. Names for 8, top right of your screen. This is our 50 turn, 28.18 up there for Vasilos. Keep an eye on lane 1. I had this a couple months ago. I had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was actually a 6-lane pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 finish. We're close to that. Pretty interesting thing you don't see normally. And he goes low, 101.42. Vasilos up in 1 off a 103.80 seed. That's 2.38. Nice job. This is heat 8. So again, lane 4 typically has the low seed time, so you'll see like 4 or 5 finishing first. So seeing a 1, 3, 4, 2, 8, 7, 5, 6 finish 1 through 8 is a little odd. Eight in the pool, names for 9, top right. All right, I see that comment looking for a Megan D'Aruzzo. That's a great story. She had major surgery last summer, and here she is swimming for golds. I will definitely try and highlight that. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Again, any other things to acknowledge, please put them in the chat here for the swimmers. Lane 4 goes low, 100.73 for Karam. Off of 103.12, and Chris Benz up there in 101.23. That's over 2 seconds on a 103.33. Nice job, guys. Here we go, heat 9. Names for 10, top right. All right, that's our 50 turn. All right, low time there, Vincent Kim in 8. Dropping off a 103.07, came home 101.65. This is heat 10 about to go. Here's their names and lane assignments. We have a, why is there a lane that's turned off there? There it is, back on. All right, on that. So the scoreboard, just so you understand, I just point a camera at it. I do not connect into the scoreboard. You'll see other broadcasts that have a little better scoreboard and graphics. I am kind of a nomad. I roam to different pools in a sense, so I do not have a direct relationship with Rutgers, nor do I want to connect in and potentially have any impact to the timing system. So that is why it is what it is. So on that top left, that is just as if you were here looking at the scoreboard. There's been some, I've gotten questions about that, I'll say. That, obviously I could have better graphics for the scoreboard, but it comes with having a more tighter relationship with the pool. 101.30 for Lucas in 5, dropping 0.3. Next heat, here we go, heat 11. Names for 12, top right. So that comment about Megan DeRuzio, she'll be swimming, where's event 85? Yeah, up next. So she'll be event 85, heat 5, lane 8. That's awesome. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. All right, heat 5, lane 8. This is heat 11 in the pool. Names for 12, top right of your screen. So as you can see, the seed times middle of the pool significantly lower than the outside, and that is the effect of the circle seeding. Low here is 55.76 for Jimmy, right on his seed. All right, here we go. Heat 12. We have 55 in the middle, Zach Cush. Remember Zach's name from Meet of Champions a couple weeks ago? All right, top right is your heat 13 entries, which will be the final heat. Zach splitting 26.6. Zach is committed to continue his education and swimming career at Northwestern. I think, Zach, last time we covered you, we joked. We said, you're not swimming in any outdoor pools like the guys that go to Cal, but awesome school there in the purple of Zach, Northwestern. Zach goes 56.5, right about his seed, 55.10, awesome seed. Wish I had the records to cross-reference. Unfortunately, I don't. Here is our final heat. Shout out to Summit Ihor Mastrok in 4. Took home the championship at Meet of Champions.
May I have your attention, coaches? Check-in sheets for the 1,000 are due now. Please bring them to the control room. Check-in sheets for the 1,000 are due right now. Please bring them to the control room. Thank you.
All right. Ihor first to turn there at the 50, 26.6. I wish I had Charlie Vlass on my side here. He would be giving you a detailed breakdown of Ihor, his teammate from Summit High School. Again, a shout out. So during Meet of Champions, I had the honor of doing the preliminaries. That is the high school all-star meet, and had a swimmer from Summit Y, Charlie Vlass, assist, and he was flat out awesome. Ihor goes low, 56.2, just off his incredible 54.9. All right. That was the final heat. We'll be seeing the big guys back later tonight. This is 200 butterfly, heat 1. So this will be the final individual race, well, final women's event for this session. Again, I said it before, I was trying to from the office of repeating myself 10 times. Tonight there is additional events. There are relays that are not being swum as preliminaries this morning. Teams will, I think, just get to enter those based on their seed times. So it's more of like a timed final than this is, which is a preliminary and then final. And then we have the distance events also, and those are more of a timed final where there's not a qualification. Again, this is 200-yard fly. If you are looking for swimmers, be aware that there was reseeding. So if you were told early on where a swimmer was, please double check that. We have 10 heats. Names for heat 2, top right of your screen. All right, the user, Banisek, I saw you kind of removed your comment. That's not valid. Please let me know, or if you'd like me to disregard that previous comment, please let me know. That is a 150 turn at this point. Lead swimmer there is Serena Barrett. 149.02 split. Again, the chat is open. Always like to get feedback. So last night I heard some feedback, which I appreciate. Try and take that into consideration. The comment was, zooming in too much, you miss some swimmers. And I don't typically do it for 200s and less, but less length. I was doing it during the 500s and so on, so we get a little focused on swimmers. I might have done it during the relays too, and if that was where the issue was, I apologize. This is our Heat 2 entries. Heat 3 names, top right. .10:08. Again, we're right on schedule. This session should wrap up right at 10:52. It is 10:07 real time here. All right, I got you. Banisek, sorry. Acknowledge, I see your new comment. This is Heat 2, 2 of 10. One other thing, this little drop-in I could do here with the names. I don't know if that's too cluttered. Sometimes, depending on the audience, sometimes it's good to cross-reference where the swimmers are. One thing I am working on is, in this view, dropping in the times, the clock times into the lanes. Just see if we can pull that off. That'll be my, put that into beta test, if you would, next big meet. Yeah, so you'll see that certain broadcasts have more of a connection into the timing system, where like on the finish there, or on a turn, more on the finish, it'll pop up right as they finish. So that's when it's hooked into the timing system. I do not do that, only because I roam to different facilities, and every facility is a little different, and also doesn't expose that connection. So That's the situation. But again, if you have ideas on way we can improve it, obviously everybody always comes out with the underwater camera idea. To be honest, I'm not a fan of underwater camera. You know, a lot of broadcasts will pop it on for. We'll talk about that in a second. I'll give you my opinion. So Anya there in 4:226, dropping off a 2:29.60. That's a 3-second improvement. Nice job. This is now heat 3. Names for heat 4, top right. So real quick on that thought of underwater camera, nobody asked probably my opinion, but I'll give you my opinion. So you'll see it, they'll flash it for like a second at the start, but by the time your mind and your eyes acclimate to that new view, it's almost shut off. So I don't know, I don't think it brings a lot. If somebody out there put a comment, tell me it's the best thing ever. I just don't see it, and obviously insurance and everything else of putting a camera underwater and in different facilities might be questionable, but I get it, and I'm a big believer in video. Obviously, I wouldn't be in this business, but I think for training and starts and turns is awesome that coaches should be using underwater, because obviously fluid mechanics, it's a name of a company, but it's also what is all about, swimming's all about how efficient you could be moving through water. So I'm a believer in that. I just don't think it brings a lot to the broadcast. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled programming here. This is heat 3. That last turn was the 100. That's the 125 wall. This will be a 150 wall. .25 to go here. That's lane 3, Lola, and keep an eye down there, lane 8, Ashna Patel. You should see her here, kind of in between the spectators there. Somebody with a real close view there. And Ashna, 220 goes low. Came in on a 229. So 229.45 down to 220.51. Huge improvement. Nice job. This is heat 4.
Now your attention, prelim event 84 is now posted. You have 30 minutes to scratch for tonight's final. The time is 10:13. Thank you.
4's in the pool, names for 5, top right. Okay, at the 100, 103.84 for Zoe in lane 3. All right, we're at 150 here. Zoe continues to lead lane 3, followed by Via in 6. Coming home here, lane 3, Zoe, 2:15.21, dropping a ton off of 2:23.60. That is 8 seconds, folks. Nice job, Zoe. All right, next heat. All right, pulling for you, Megan in 8. Have a good race. This is heat 5 in the pool. Names for 6 are updated top right. Couple 30s there at the 50 turn. Angela in 2 and Margaret in 7. Angela, I don't know why I was reading that off the screen. I thought it was truncated. Sorry, Angela in 2. This is 5 of 10. And again, the final event for the ladies for this session. All right, this will be a 150 turn. Maddie in 3, low split, 35.3 there. Final 25 coming home. Keep an eye on lane 8, Megan. So Maddie goes low, 2:19. Megan, 2:20.63. Megan came in 2:22.81. That's over 2-second drop for Megan in 8. 3, Maddie, 2:19.74. Came in on a 2:21.09. That's a second and a half. Nice job, ladies. This is heat 6. Names for 7, top right. Here we are at the 100 turn, 104.81 for Caroline in 6. Low split there. I'm sorry, actually, I stand corrected. A couple 34s on the split. I should say low cumulative for Caroline there at the 100. All right, this will be a 150 turn at this right side. 2 lengths to go. Yeah, we are seeing Banasek. There is some impressive times. Again, potentially these girls, this is, third day, probably second day. I don't know how many swam the mile. I was not here on Thursday. But yesterday, coming for 7 o'clock warm up and then wrapping up 8 o'clock. And then depending on where you live or if you're staying local, it's a long day. Low time there, 2:17.37. Olivia dropping a second and a half off a 2:18.74. And also busy time of the year. High school swimming just wrapped up. There was, why am I drawing a blank? There was a Meet of Champions, whatever, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But there was another meet last weekend some of the swimmers potentially swam at. So still busy. It's not that they're coming in tapered and full race on. So, and again, yesterday long day and coming back and 7 o'clock warm up today. So this is heat 7. Names for 8 updated top right. Wow. All right. Yeah, so, putting in the mile on Thursday and then having a Friday and Saturday. So, awesome. Good stuff. Zoe in 4, 102.89 cumulative there at the 100. 7 of 10. Again, the names on the top right are your heat 8, and you can see middle of the pool, Kennedy Dobson with a 159 seed, and on the outside, 214. So that is, again, don't want to keep saying it over and over, but if you're not familiar, that is circle seating, and that's what the effect will be going forward for the next heats 8, 9, and 10. Still scratching my head why that other one earlier wasn't circle seated, but I'll have to discuss that with the office later on a break. Final 25 at this point. $2:14.78 for Zoe. Dropping off a 2:16.2. Nice job, Zoe. 2:21, 2:18. Most others kind of right. I'm sorry, Zoe Sashian should clarify. There was a Zoe Sang in 6. That was Zoe Thashian in 4. This is our heat 8.
Now your attention.
Another announcement.
At 11:05 will be the start for the 1,000. The 1,000-yard distance is scheduled to start at 11:05. Thank you.
Well, all right, that's good warning. We got a quick turnaround. So they said the 1,000 is at 11:05. We are currently 10:24. So it'll be a separate stream. I will stop this stream. So think of it like chapters in a book. All the chapters in the book are available on my channel, and they actually are within what's called a playlist, which is all the different sessions. But the 1,000 will be a different stream. So you'll need to kind of, this one will stop, and then you'll need to go and open or load, depending on your perspective, of the next one. All right, Kennedy splitting 56.7 at the 100. Unfortunately, the sheets I have with me do not have the records. Hopefully we'll have that for tonight. The one they published initially had them, and then this one does not. And yeah, we'll get adventurous. Let me see if I go reload the old one. All right, yeah. All right, we're not getting too crazy here, but so event 85, Emily Thompson, a name that we've mentioned many times. She's currently swimming at Stanford. You could watch her at the NCAAs. I saw her the other night swimming. All right, we'll see. We'll finish here, and then I'll talk about the records in a second. 2:00.11 for Kennedy there, right on her seed. 2:14. 2:07, 2:06. I'm just reading names. Kayla Rodriguez, right about her seed, 2:13. Little improvement for lane 1. All right, here's the names. This is heat 9 in the pool. Names for 10 now updated top right. All right, here we are at the 50 for the ladies in heat 9. So I started to say it. So the record holder is Emily Thompson for both the 13, 14, and the 15 and overs. The record for 13, 14 is 2:00.77.
Now, your attention, events 39:40, women and men's 1,000 free is scheduled to start. Is scheduled to start at 11:05. 1,000 free is scheduled to start at 11:05. Thank you.
All right, so that announcement again was a repeat. 11:05 for the 1,000 free. Again, it'll be a separate stream. Let me just close out Emily Thompson, again, swimmer currently at Stanford. 13-14 record, 2:00.77 from February of 2020. So on the couple weeks before kick-in of COVID there. And then the 15 and over record, 1:56.42, April of 2023. All right, so 1:56.42. So Chloe Kim, you see coming up, she's right on that doorstep, 1:56.94 based on her seed. We're pulling for you, Chloe. This is the finish here for lane 5, Emma, 2:02.60. Dropping over a second off of 2:03.67. 2:10. Little Sienna Pulitzer came off at 2:15 down to 2:12. Nice job. Here we are, final heat. Okay, we're underway. Final heat for the ladies. I'll get the names updated in a second for the guys. All right, that is Chloe Kim, lane 4. This is at 75. All right. Again, Chloe's seed 156.94. Just throwing it out there, 156.42, Emily Thompson's record. Chloe's turned at 56 and change. So do the math there, folks. 126.50. She does another, she does sub 30. We're in the ballpark. Again, this is just prelims. $156.42 is the magical number. Wow, just off at 156.91. That is just flat out awesome. So she improved her seed. Seed was 156.94. All right, I think you need to tune in tonight, folks. I'm jumping all over on you, folks. Here we go. Heat 1, 1 of 9. Names for Heat 2, top right of your screen. So we do have the thousands coming up very quickly. So this is going to be the final event. Heat 1 of 9 in the pool. So that's known as Saturday distance. Geez, I'm a little surprised with 24 entries. It has not been seeded, but women's side 24 entries, men's side 40 entries. So the 1,000 again is basically a 10-minute race. So I can't, since it hasn't been seeded, I can't give you a firm timeline, but that is the Saturday distance. That's up next. And then we have Saturday age group, which is slated to start at 1:45. So I guess we'll have at least close to 2 hours of the distance session, because then they'll have warm-ups for the age groupers. And that age group session roughly goes from 1:45 until 5:20. And then we're back for the finals from 6 o'clock till about 7:45. So full day of swimming, folks. Hopefully you got all your errands done. You're ready to sit and watch swimming for the rest of the day. Lane 2 goes low, 217 for John. Came in on a 221.56. That's a 4 plus, 4.5. Nice job, John. Here we go, Heat 2. Names for Heat 3, top right of your screen.
You have 30 minutes to scratch for tonight's final. The time is 10:35. Thank you.
All right, this will be a 100 turn. $200 back swim off question from Matt. I'm a little out of the know on that. Was there a tie? I had alluded to a swim off earlier. It wasn't from this. Oh, there. Wait. Oh, it is. So it says 10:55. So in Meet Mobile, Matt, thank you so much. I appreciate the crowdsourcing here. That's awesome. I was not aware of it. It says 10:55, men's 13 and over, 200-yard back swim off in Meet Mobile. It doesn't list swimmers, but it calls it event 382. So thank you, Matt. So men's 200 back. All right, low time there is Atticus G in 3. 2:19, came in on a 2:19.10, went 2:12.2. Nice job. This is Heat 3. Hey, Matt, if you can help me out, I'm going through Meet Mobile. I don't know, was it a tie, DQ, or something that caused the swim off? Oh, there it is. Liam Kane and Basil Glocken, 2:05.63. I joked about it earlier about seeing ties, and I did not catch it. Well, the interesting, were they in the same heat? That's the other wrinkle. Heat 5, lane 2. No, it was Heat 5, lane 2, Heat 6, lane 1. So that's what's going on, folks. Hey, shout out to Matt M. Thanks so much for bringing that to my attention. I was not aware. Again, unfortunately, I sit across the pool from the officials. Sometimes they shoot me an email.
May I have your attention? The 1,000 free is going to start at 11:05. The 1,000 free will start at 11:05.
All right.
Thank you.
They're making that very clear. Third time the announcement, 1,000 free at 11:05. So yeah, I'll have to really hustle. So I'll stay on for this 200 back swim off. It says it's 10:55. What is the? Yeah, so if everything stays on schedule, these 9 heats should wrap up at 10:52, and then we'll move right into that. All right, folks, should be exciting. We'll have 2 swimmers head-to-head looking to, what is, so Basil's a 14-year-old, so I would assume that the other swimmer, Liam Kane, is a 13-year-old. So that is for that spot. So the uniqueness there, you know, we can have a tie earlier on. I'm sorry, this is Heat 3. I got to get back here real quick. All right, here we go with Heat 4. So you can have a tie maybe for second or third to fourth. But when you have it for 8th and 9th, that's what dictates the swim off. Here we are, Heat 4. into the 100 turn here. This will be the final turn, 25 to go. And then this is heat 4 of 9. Names for 5, top right of your screen. Low time there, lane 6, 203.66 for Rodrigo. Came in 207.64. It's 0.98. Here we go, heat 5 of 9. Names are updated for 6 of 9, top right. That is not circle seated. 7, 8, and 9 are. Hope you folks are enjoying the coverage as much as I'm having a good time bringing it to you. I mentioned it before, if you have a swimmer here and I overlook a significant milestone, please put it in the chat. Let me read it out. Or if you're so inclined and your swimmer would be interested, stop up. I'll give them a headset. They can say hello. They can call a race if they want, if their best friend or teammate's swimming and they want to say on air something significant about that, have them stop up. Again, this is heat 5 of 9. Jose there in 5s, turning at 150, 28.41. He came in on a 204.3. So this is not circle seated, so he's putting significant space on the field. And keep an eye on lane 8, that is Arav. He came in 205.92. Again, Jose, 204.34. We're dropping a bunch on that. 201.82, almost 3, so like 2.7. Nice job. That was heat 5. Here we go with heat 6. Names for 7, top right. All right, folks, stick around, please. So, again, we have 9 heats here. Then we're going to have a swim-off. Liam Kane and Basil Glocken tied 205.63 in the 200 back. both got 8th place. So that'll determine who will be in the final, the A final for the 13, 14-year-olds. Pretty exciting stuff. We're at 150 here, low split, cumulative 127.6. Kyle Phillips in 6. All right, I got that microphone cranked up, folks, so you can hear the whistling just as well as we can here. Lane 4 bringing it home. Big second half there for Leo, 159.34. Yeah, Leo breaking the 2-minute. Came in 2:02.41. Nice job, Leo. Real quick, let's, I missed it. I was a second late. All right, that was lane 6. Nice job, guys. Love the sellies. Hey, they should, right? As long as it's respectful. Doesn't get you DQ'd by falling into a different lane or anything like that. This is heat 7. So if you're not familiar, I mentioned that falling into a different lane last year during, I don't know, 1,000 or something. Swimmer finished so far ahead of everybody else that he celebrated, and unfortunately his teammate was next to him. They had both finished, and he went to celebrate on the lane line, fell into the teammate's lane that was actually finished, but since there were still swimmers out there, because he won by such a large margin, the first place finisher was disqualified. So I think that West Virginia, I'm guessing, if I remember correctly, was the school, but a pretty cool story. Teammate said, no, I can't accept this. I'm actually then take this for my teammate. And ironically, the guy came back this year and he won it. So somebody could probably tell the story better than me, but it was a pretty neat story. This is heat 7 in the pool. Names for 8, top right of your screen. Again, we're getting into circle seating. Lane 2, first Nathaniel Kern. Came in on a 159.45. All right, here we are into the finish. 154.96, Anson Chen. Right on his seat. Again, circle seating, he was 153.9. Outside of the pool was 2:00. Next heat. This is heat 8 of 9. Nine of 9, top right. Okay, again, folks, we have a swim-off coming up. So we have this heat, we have one more heat, and then we have 200 back swim-off. So stick around. Doesn't cost anything more. Unlimited viewing, not like some of these cable services. So. And again, I don't monetize, so you shouldn't be seeing any commercials. Should be ad-free viewing for your viewing pleasure. All right, party. Hey, glad you can join. See you later here for the age group session. If you're so inclined, stop up, We'll let you say hi on the air. Reach out to friends and families watching around the world. So I always give my plug too. So if you're not familiar, there's a gentleman, Kyle Sockwell, Sockwell, on Instagram. He's a great follow. He's a great influencer and a great promoter of swimming. So there's an ongoing joke, folks. So the NCAAs are being broadcast by ESPN, and the preliminaries do not have a commentator. So guess what, folks? We're one up on them. Here we are, the prelims for high school age kids, and while it might not be the same quality as Rowdy Gaines or Kyle Sockwell or Dan, why am I drawing a blank? Not Dan Phelps, Dan something. There's a talking head in your ear, so we got one up on them. All right, low time there. Colin Lee goes 1:55. Okay, final heat. 2:00. All right, nobody broke the 2:00 barrier there. All right, final heat, and then we'll have our swim off. We are underway. All right, so the top right, I don't know lane assignments, nor did I get, let me see if they have it in. Yeah, so it doesn't have lane assignments, but should be. All right, they're the names, I think, who will be swimming. That's lane 4, Owen Kendering, leading them out here. This will be a 150 turn. All right, 25 to go at this wall. $150.79 was Owen Seed. We're improving on that, almost a full second. 149.86. I didn't pull records. Where are we on that? Yeah, Aaron Bataltis. Gee, I always 144.6 is the meet record there. I think Aaron, is he also at Northwestern? I don't know. All right. Let's go here. All right, this is gonna be our swim off. I don't know what lanes they're in. Should be 4 and 5. I see one swimmer. All right, we're gonna go to the roaming camera. Oh, there they are in the, so Basil in 4, Liam in 5. I had it backwards. All right, look at that, hey, that's awesome. All right, folks, hope you caught that. Kane, first name, Liam, walk it up. Good sportsmanship. We're going head to head. Mano y mano, as they say. All right. I don't know if you prefer this view or not. Since we have two swimmers, I'm going to stay on this. Keep it tight. This is a swim off, low time, moves on to the A final tonight. .200-yard, 8 lengths of the pool. They both swam 2:05.63 earlier. Liam came in initially on a 2:09 flat. And Basil came in initially 2:06.41. And that last split was the 100. We're at 125 here. This will be 150, 2 lengths to go, down and back to go. It's Basil with a slight lead, maybe a body. 25 to go at this wall. Again, they tied earlier, 2:05.63. And he's improving on that. Nice job, Basil. We'll stay here. Nice job, guys. Good sportsmanship. Nice teammates supporting him. All right, we're going thousands, guys. I got to wrap up quick, jump off the air, jump back on with the new session. All right, we'll see you shortly. Have a good day. What do we have? We have 5 minutes. You'll see us back online, hopefully.